So, seems there's more crazy news from this clown world that we're now living in. So, y'all remember in July when Nike was releasing their Betsy Ross shoes, and people came out and said it's a symbol of white supremacy and hate and division and a time of slavery and all this other stuff, and we can't have that symbol because it's a time of slavery in America. Y'all remember that, right? Well, guess what? It happened again. Now, this time it wasn't a big event like Nike. So a group, or a couple, in Utah, I can never pronounce it. Utah, I think? I'm probably saying it wrong. Forgive me, folks. Anyway, they went to a sports game. It didn't specify which one in the article, but I'm assuming football, since, it's football season. And they had a Betsy Ross flag. Well, they were there with their favorite jerseys, apparently, and they were waving a flag, and people, stadium officials came out and told them that they have to put the flag up and hide it, or they're going to get kicked out. And they asked them, well, why? What's wrong with this flag? And they said because it's a sign of hate, because it's been adopted by hate groups. And so, officials of that game came out and said, we don't want flags or symbols or anything like this that is considered hateful or part of hate groups or can cause division or hurt someone's feelings. First, it was Confederate statues, Confederate flags, and Confederate symbols, heroes, generals, all that fun stuff. And yes, I said heroes, because believe it or not, folks, there were heroes on both sides. And now they're going as far back as to say that early American symbols are hateful and racist. And, oh my god. For people of you who watch content like this, who listen to content like this, y'all have known for a while now that the left, especially the far left progressive motherfuckers, excuse my language, but damn, they have been going after America, like just America in general, for so long. To the point to where they said even the Declaration of Independence is obsolete because it was written during a time of slavery. What do you want us to do? I mean, every bit of history of every nation is gonna have some form of controversy to it. And if the damn left has their way, they just get rid of all the symbols and create new symbols of peace and love and hope and happiness. Because it's already happening. Alright, there has been incidents or suggestions to where people have even came out and said that this has been a while ago, but they came out and said that they need to replace the American flag with, it basically was the American flag, but instead of red, white, and blue, it was rainbow colored with all different types of crazy stars, and they said this should be the new replacement because it's awesome. And if it tells you anything else about how crazy these people are, Computing Forever did a video. It was a few weeks ago, but a group of students did a fake poll. Alright, this was a fake poll, and they were in the fake poll. It was like, hey, we want to change the walkway symbols, because as you know, when you go to a crosswalk, there's a sign. It's usually a red hand and usually some person walking. It's usually green or white or something like that. Anyway, in the fake poll at the university, they did. The poll was we need to change the symbols because apparently at the college, all the walk symbols were white lights. Alright? So in the poll, they said white men. It's like, hey, we want to have a more diverse going light because it says, like, it's all it is just white men to cross. And in the symbols, they had something like a rainbow-colored person, and they had a wheelchair-going person for the handicapped people. You get where I'm going with here. Anyway, all the students that they recorded, which Computing Forever didn't show at all because, he didn't have the time, but out of all the people they were interviewing, they said only like 2 of them came out. One of them said, no, this is foolish, why would you do that? And the other guy said, it's like, oh, like he looked at it and went, oh, I always thought of it as just a white light. I mean, because that's what it is. But in today's symbolism, it's all about everything has a hidden meaning, just like Trump's racist dog whistle symbols when he does this and that, and God knows what else, secret number codes. Oh my God. Anyway, so how far are they willing to go? Well, obviously, they're willing to go to the beginning. They are willing to go to the beginning of America's first steps towards independence. There was even an incident at Thomas Jefferson University that basically they wanted to remove the Thomas Jefferson statue and the Thomas Jefferson name because Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. You know, he was only the second or third president of the United States and also the author of the Declaration of Independence. I mean, it's not like he didn't have a great, significant role in our history, right? Right? So we just need to, get rid of him. We don't need him. Nah, he was a slave owner. Racist. Just get rid of him. We don't need him. We'll replace him with, FDR or Franklin D. Washington. Oh my God. I just don't know anymore. I read this article and I just started thinking about all this crazy stuff going on lately. And it's just like, where does it stop? Where does it stop? Honestly, if the left had their way, I believe they would reboot everything from 1990 and down. I believe. Like, they would want to erase almost all of that. All that American history. They would only put things in there like, instead of the civil rights movement being like Martin Luther King preaching at Washington, D.C., saying stuff like, I dream of the day when my children are judged by their character, not their color. Yeah, stuff like that will still be around, but it'll be altered in a way to where it's like the blacks uprised against the white supremacists, but the white supremacists didn't have anything like that. Something like that. And then probably even the Civil War would be like, the white supremacists divided the nation so they can keep their black slaves and do this and do that. When that was only part of the reason there was a Civil War. And then other parts of it would be like Manifest Destiny. He'd be like, the white supremacists stretched across America to do genocide on all the Indians and enslave more black people. And they'd probably even do it something to where, like, the Revolutionary War, we were the bad guys. We were the bad guys. And British was actually the good guys because they were fighting to secure America and not have slavery. I know a lot of this sounds foolish. Like, I know a lot of y'all could be watching this and go, dude, this just sounds, stupid. Why would they do this? Well, look at current events. That's been happening for a while. History is written by the victors, and there's been plenty of people who have offered revisioned styles of history. So if the left is victorious in the end, what's going to stop them from actually doing what they want? Change American history. I mean, let's just say, they even go as far to change certain people. Like, say, like the Wright brothers were black. It was the first black people to make a plane, I mean, I know it all sounds stupid, but at the same time, look at what Hitler was doing during World War II. Well, a little bit before the war, he was doing experiments like this. He was legit socially engineering experiments to the point to where even in his Bible, it came out and said, like in the beginning there was Hitler. Just think about that for a second. If a lot of these Antifa and left-wing loons get their way, what is stopping them from doing stuff like that? I will chalk this up as a conspiracy theory, but a lot of the other stuff is true, such as the Betsy Ross flag now being a symbol of hate, Confederate statues, icons, and people, version of hate. People has even came out and said that Old Glory is a symbol of hate. So y'all just gotta put all those dots together and just imagine what will happen if they get their way. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all later.